Hey guys, Bicebump here. Today bringing you a video talking about log review, specifically how you can look at your Unholy logs in the raid to figure out what you could do better. I feel like generally logs do share the same mistakes, so the ones I'm going to look at here, hopefully this is just 3 logs people sent me, but hopefully the mistakes we see here could apply to you, which means that you can improve yourself based on that. Anyway, so what I like to do, I look at Terrace, because that's like a pure single target fight, is the easiest one to review pretty much. First task is go into summary and have a look at talents. So that's obviously something that might not look ideal. Here we see someone, these are the correct single target talents. You could argue that, you know, going and hold the ground, nah, this is fine. This is what I would generally run in this instance, right? No problem there. Next thing we do, right, just for a sanity check, we go into WoW Analyzer and we look at stats. So this will tell me a couple of things. So it tells me rune power wasted. We'll sometimes look at the log and you will see 15% here, right? That's a clear mistake. Furthermore, we will look at Festering Strike usage. So if they use Festering Strike at like 4+ wounds, that's also a mistake. But overall, you can see that everything looks fine here. We have high plague uptime, nothing wasted, all good. Now, for the primary part, we want to look at the cast sequence. And this is where we generally tell the errors apart. Oops, that's the wrong button. So we want to go events, casts. All right, so here we'll review first of all the opener. So we know the best opener, right? It's in the guides, everything. First thing I know to say is that the potion is a bit early. I would use that with Gargle. But otherwise we have Army, Outbreak, Double Festa. We have Darkness and Arbiter. We do have this... Okay, here's something interesting. So the cast time on Holy Assault and Apocalypse is reversed. So doing it this way, right? We build 4 or 5 wounds there. We overcap loads, and this is going to be detrimental to your total opener because it means that you can't just clone shadows, difficult, clone shadows, difficult, right? It wastes a lot. So what you want to do is Dark Transformation, Arbiter, double difficult is fine. That's what you use in Lost Opener. Apocalypse, another difficult, and then Unholy Assault, Apostle, and Power Rune Weapon. Blood Fury is cast too early here. We want that to be the final 15 seconds of Arbiter, so that should come a bit 5 seconds later. This looks slightly odd, so double difficult into double clone shadows. That looks kind of fine. You can see he's using a Festering Strike here quite early. This is not ideal. Like if you do it properly, you will have 6 wounds here, so you can just, it's going to be loads of clone shadows here. It seems to prioritize difficult properly. Sometimes I see like 5 clone shadows in a row. That's definitely a mistake because you could have used difficult there. All good. We have the Grief Torch coming after the opener, which is what we want to see. Now, next thing we look like is when does the second set cooldown show up. So I want to see them immediately at 45 seconds, yeah? Here we see 57 seconds Dark Transformation. So we expect, first one came at 6, next one should come 45 seconds later, 51, yeah? So this means that we're sitting 6 seconds on Dark Transformation Apocalypse. This is one mistake I see very often. So not using your cooldowns when they come up. This is going to cause your next window with Unholy Assault to also be delayed. And, you know, eventually you lose out on cast, which is a big DPS downgrade. We've got Grief Torch here. Someone died, which is good. Here we see, so instead of coming at 1:30, it comes at 1:45. Let's see, we have a bit odd here. So we've got an Power Rune Weapon cast at 2 minutes. That's not something we want to see. Power Rune Weapon and Blood Fury should be held until your next Gargle window. DT, that's 40. I should see that a bit earlier. You can see here it's been delayed, so we can't use the cooldown at 3 minutes. This is going to happen at 3:20, something like that. And here we see, let's have a look. So the second bursting window is kind of like the final thing I look at. This is very telling how good they prepare. So first of all, I see that this should look like the opener, right? Same frequency. So we have DT coming very early, which means that it won't buff this Apocalypse, for instance. We want to see RB, couple seconds, and then we want to see Arbiter, DT, Coil, Apoc, Coil, Unholy Assault, and Puzzle, and Empowering Weapon, yeah? We got triple Clone Shadows. That tells me that that's probably not using Deathcore as much as you can. Got 4 here. This is something I look at as well. Like, for Unholy, the best kind of idea is to weave your abilities. So you don't want to press like 5 Deathcores in a row. It's much better to use Deathcore, Clone Shadows, Deathcore, Clone Shadows, Deathcore, First Strike, Deathcore, Clone Shadows, so on. That passively makes sure that all our buffs are kept up, like Icy Talons, Death Rot on the enemy, Vile Infusion, the 2 set, sorry, that kind of thing. So I want to see weaving. If I see lots of ability casting in a row, that's definitely also something I will point out. Finally, this is Terrors, which means that there's loads of things we can soak here with Anti-Magic Shell and Anti-Magic Zone. And I'm not really seeing that here. So I would expect an Anti-Magic Zone to come down right about here. This one you do the Third Soak. Or just an AMS, right? Nothing. That would definitely help out with the Arbiter uptime here. Make it deal more damage. Alright. Summarize. Opener was not ideal. Wrong combination. Cooldowns were a bit delayed. AMS and AMZ wasn't leveraged properly to increase your gargle uptime. Gargle power, sorry. Second army window was not done properly. Missed out on Apocalypse DT buffing, for instance. So and also not weaving properly in the rotation, right? Otherwise, generally good. Not obviously these mistakes can be 10-15% DPS, so definitely room for improvement, but it wasn't that bad. Cool. Next one. Now we know what we're looking for, right? So we are going to look at Pyrosmithic. Let's look at the best pull, 62%. All right. Wait, who are we looking at here? Is it Kurandora or is it Spluto? We're going to look at Kurandora. I'm sorry if that's the wrong one, but... Alright, same thing as before. We take the log, we pop that into WoW Analyzer. Let's see. Statistics. This looks good. 1% rune power wasted. Skirt Strike, Infestation Strike done properly. Nice. Like to see that. We can look also, sorry, at the build. This looks fine. This is the single target build. Good. We'll look at events now. Right, so opener. Army. Here's another. This is not the proper opener either. So we got Arbiter, double coil into a Pock and Dark Transformation. This isn't that bad. The real loss here is that you lose uptime on Command of the Dead on the army ghouls. But yeah, I would definitely do DT with Arbiter here, double coil, Apocalypse, coil, assault, and powering weapon. I'm not seeing a potion here, which I'm surprised by. That is obviously not ideal. We have Puzzle Box coming too late. That should come with Unholy Assault. Also about Raise. I'm not seeing a Raise at all, but might be the same. I don't know. Otherwise, we have lots of Death Calls here. That's good. No AMS, AMZ here either. The AMZ might be assigned elsewhere, but I definitely would like to see an AMS here to pump into Gargle. Alright, nice, general nice cleaving. We've got 55 seconds on Apocalypse. We expect it to be at 52. That's fine, that's fine. We're not too fussy about it. Here though, we see an Unholy Assault at 148. Too late, that should be at 130. So this is a significant desync going on. We got 235, that should be at 215 ideally. And then no wipe. Okay, that's the best pull. But what would happen here, right, is that we would have to delay our army until like 315, 320, and eventually we end up losing casts overall. Otherwise, the weaving looks fine. Major point is that the opener is incorrect, there's no potion being used, and we're not leveraging AMS or AMZ to increase its power. Cool. We were looking at the other guy as well. Let's see. So we've got Spluto here. Alright, let's pop him in. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Statistics. Right, this is not looking as good. So we got 8% festering strike efficiency, which means that every 5th festering strike was made with 4 more wounds. Also some naked skirt strikes, not ideal, but renewed power usage looks fine. VP uptime could be close to 100%, definitely. Let's see. The opener, let's see, outbreak. We've got an early AMS here, which is interesting. This looks a bit odd to me. So where is Gargle? So what I'm asking myself here. Is he running Gargle? Surely that would be part of his talents. Yes. So this might be a pre-pull Gargle, potentially. We can actually look at the damage done and see if there's any Gargle casts here. Let's see. Gargle, no. Bulk, no. Climb shadows, beat. Oh, he comes later. This might be that his bugged, something doesn't reset. Yeah, it didn't reset and pull, so we need to look at a different one actually. That's a bug. You need to be careful with that one. Alright, this looks better. Okay. Here's a pull where we can actually judge. So outbreak, this looks a bit odd. Army comes 5 seconds into the fight. Like that's what I use when I run into it. Obviously it's good to use it when you're kind of in range so that the ghouls that get summoned can hit the boss, but no, that should come first. Outbreak, double fester, good. This looks great. Double death call, like that. Apocalypse, there should be another death call here, but yeah. Macro looks fine. Even go, like possible should... okay. This is odd. Why? Should be a death call here. But, yeah, I think there should be a death call there. Anyway, we see a good AMS use here. That's nice. We can soak a little bit. Still no AMZ. This looks fine. Going back and forth. Good weaving. Alright, here we go. We got another Apoc DT. This comes too late. This should be at 52. Something like that. And if we scroll a bit further, we can see that the Unholy Sword comes at 145. That's 15 seconds delayed already. And it's gonna, yeah, knock-on effect. Generally fine. Opener could be better, but not much better. Overall stats looks fine, but a bit too many festering strikes. But yeah, I think this looks solid. Also AMZ here. I would like to see that. That's a big increase. Cool. Alright, we've got the final log to look at here. Pyrosmithic. See, that's healing done. There we go. Alright, so we're looking at Deja here. Die towards them, but this is almost a full one, so we can actually review all of it. Good. Again, we pop this into WoW Analyzer to look at some statistics. Let's see. Downtime. Wait, what's going on here? We need to make sure that that looks better. Right, okay. 6% rune power wasted, that's a bit too much for my own taste. It should be closer to 1% maybe. So not pressing death call enough is a definite thing here. Festering strike, that was a bit high on wounds, but not too bad. Not used sudden doom procs. This tells me that this person is not pressing death call as much as he or she should be. Right, let's take a look at the build as we usually do. This is the classical single target one. Yeah, no issues there. Good. Good cast, events, and we start by looking at the opener. Let's see. Outbreak, Festa. Probably an army that was pre-pull here. We got the... Oh yeah, okay. This is a standard opener. This is what I like to see. Alright. As I said, double death call is the play, but I haven't been very clear with that in my guide, so I'm very much fine. Blood Fury is a bit too early. Should be using that against towards the end of Gargle. Triple Clone Shadows. This is a red flag. You don't need to triple Clone Shadows to use Death Call. And you can see that there's 4 following. Obviously, there could be some procs there or whatever, but there shouldn't be that many Clone Shadows in a row in the opener. More Death Calls. We have AMZ being cast. Nice, I like that. Followed by Death Calls. So this is on Terrors, right? The tank does quite an early explosion on the raid, so you can use AMZ to pump more Death Calls into Gargle. Alright, we got... This is a bit strange. So this is another unused stat trinket, which is really not ideal for Unholy. You want like something that deals direct damage or something that's just passive. And if you do have a stat trinket, that should be used for your next set of cooldowns. So I would like to see this used at 45 seconds instead. We have the 4 Clone Shadows in a row. Talked about this earlier, right? I want to see more weaving. That's better. Ooh, that's good. So Dark Transformation at 49 seconds. This tells me that that's kind of used on cooldown. You can see that again. Unholy Assault comes at 138. I'm okay with that. Could be a couple seconds earlier, but still that's on point. Let's see. This is a bit odd. So we've got double outbreak. That's not something we want to see. Someone just probably smashing the button a bit. Yeah, kind of fine. Something I look out for as well is like, do they use outbreak excessively? Outbreak should come every, what is it, like 30 seconds or so. We got one at 50, we got 20, that's 30 seconds, that's what we're looking for. Now, for the exciting bit, so second army, we got army into Arbor DT. This is a bit tight, should be ideal like 4 seconds plus between these two, but that's fine. Coil, Apox, Coil, Assault, and CDs, nice. This is proper. This is what I want to see. This is a bit odd with Clone Shadow, I'm sure you could Death Call there. You got AMS being used to funnel, good. Would like to see an AMZ here as well, but oh well. We've got the 4 Clone Shadows in a row. Big no-no. I can see that this is not a properly funneled Gargle. It should be much more coils there, not that many Clone Shadows in a row. Alright, we also got the Trinket being used there. That should be safe for the next set of cooldowns. That's another mistake. However, we're quite on point. This DT Apoc is coming, yeah, for 12 seconds after. That's good. As I said before, I would like to see a bit more weaving. Like this is like 4 Death Calls in a row, 3 Clone Shadows. It's kind of like doing everything in one, doing everything in the other. It's better to do like, you know, both at the same time. It just results in more uptime on your buffs. Good, we see Soul Reap being used now in the execute. Next set of cooldowns, good. Another set. So here you can see now we've got a desync here. So there use a 5:45 4. So that's almost a minute before the last 2. The issue here is that you want your army to come in at 6 minutes. Like this fight is 7 minutes or so. Yes, it's kind of fine, but if you start desyncing, you're going to lose out on that final army cast, which is not going to be ideal. And if we look at that, we see that you got army at 624. So this is not ideal, right? So you use army and everything, and then this is 5 seconds later, kind of fine. But army, wait a couple seconds, and then the Arbiter DT, coil, Apoc, coil, and all results. Yeah, and then you die. There we go. Overall, this is a good log. The cooldowns come, on time. Stats look fine. Just a couple. Also, AMS and AMZ leverage to increase the DPS, which I like to see. But still a couple of minor points, like the weaving doesn't look that nice. But overall, a solid one. And I think, did you do good damage here? Yeah, I think you were amongst the top DPS. So. Anyway, so that's a couple logs. I hope you find that useful. 54, but maybe you don't have that much high level. I don't know. Don't even have 4 sets. There we go. I hope that's useful. I hope you can take what I say in this video, look at your own logs, and kind of use that to analyze yourself. You can also just ping me on Discord, you know, and we can see what we can do for you. Anyway, leave a comment down below. Let me know if this was a useful video for you and if that helped to improve your raid DPS. Upvote, downvote, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.